Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining the session today. My name is Ammar Ahmed. I'll be your moderator for today with my colleague Elsie. And we have our trainer, Mr. Khalid, with us, who will deliver the session today. A couple of reminders before we start the sessions. The first thing is please make sure to log in to Canvas LMS to finish all the quizzes. And the second thing is we will share the attendance link with you at the end of the session at exactly 8:15, and the attendance form will be closed at 8:30. And if you cannot find your name in the attendance form, please email us at aiinnovators@salwatan.ae. My colleague Elsie will post the email shortly in the chat. Thank you so much for joining us today and enjoy the session with Mr. Khalid. Khalid, back to you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our session today. I hope that the last session was efficient enough for you. And today we are going to discuss a new topic, a very interesting topic indeed, which is related to AI and Azure environment. We will be seeing everything related to this. We will be having like some explanations first, then I will demonstrate a bit in front of you. Then we will be going with hands-on lab that will just conquer everything all together and show us the most of the things that we will be needing during our session. So what I want to stress on is that the samples we are giving are a bit of everything from the related technologies. So what we intend to learn or to give to you, to deliver to you, is how to use these technologies within the upcoming Imagine Cup competition. So we'll be teaching you all the portals that you will need. We'll be giving you all the information that you will need. And of course, whenever you need any support or ask about anything, we are here for you to extend your knowledge. Of course, you will be needing to back up your knowledge with external resources. This is something very important for I'm talking about the projects you are going to deliver, because as you know, you will be competing against other teams, so you must thrive among others. So whenever you have anything, please drop on the chat box and allow me to start with the session today, and I hope that you will enjoy. The reminders that my colleague Ammar has just said to you, make sure that you log into the online courses through Canvas. You will find the recordings there, and also make sure you complete the quizzes in order to acquire your certificates accordingly. So our agenda today will be just like this one. I'm going to introduce the artificial intelligence, introduce one of the artificial intelligence features, which is the machine learning. I'm also going to introduce how and where do we use the artificial intelligence and which platform. The platform we're talking about is the Microsoft Azure, that will be the host of everything we create. Of course, out of the topic of this training, you can use any other platforms, but here we are talking about Microsoft products, and Azure is one of the most leading portals regarding the cloud solutions, including the artificial intelligence ones. And we'll be heading also to the hands-on lab, which will be taking a bit of time. We'll be creating Azure accounts, create basic Azure resources to know how to deal what is in this platform, because it is a huge platform that includes a lot of services. Will be also describing, and during the hands-on lab, we'll be working with Azure Machine Learning Studio, the interface that we are going to do our exercise on. Also, during the work, we'll be dealing with data handling and pre-processing, model training and evaluation, and the model deployment. So these that are the basics you will need to learn in order to just perform or execute our projects that are coming on the next days within the competition or within our training. So let's first introduce the artificial intelligence. What is it about? So, what is artificial intelligence? What I want you to know is the theory behind the artificial intelligence, or the aim of the artificial intelligence is to make the machine imitate a human being. So, if we read the slot, the theory and development of computer system able to perform tasks normally requiring human intelligence, such as visual perception, speech recognition, decision making, and translation between languages. In simple words, what machine learning or what artificial intelligence is doing, it is copying the behavior of a human being. What a human being can do, of course, we're talking about a human being with knowledge, not a normal human being. But we are doing that through computer programs or applications that makes the system or the computer act as if it is a human being. So, what is the idea behind artificial intelligence? Firstly, artificial intelligence was introduced as an idea in the early 1950s, in the 50s. So, it was aiming to just make a computer or a system perform some mathematical equations or functions. Then it was upgraded and enhanced until it reached what we know now as the generative AI, or for a simple, as a simple example, which is the Chat GPT or the Copilot from Microsoft. By the way, Chat GPT and Copilot are within from a company which called AI Open AI, which now it's in are working together with Microsoft to introduce or to enhance the Copilot. That is a, if we want to describe Copilot, which is a marvelous application that does a lot. It's out of our scope, but you can find the Copilot within most of the applications that Microsoft is presenting today, and it's helping in solving and guiding the users on how to do this and how to do that. And more often, it can also perform things beside or behind, or maybe without the human, or just taking some instructions from the human, and it can perform what we want. So this is another invention or product, or from the several products of artificial intelligence. If we need to create or start any project of based on artificial intelligence, what we need to do is to make sure that this application or this development is guided by the principles of responsible AI. These are the principles of AI, which means that whenever I need to create or start any project related to artificial intelligence, these are the outlines of ethics that I should be working on or build my application up on. So the fairness, the transparency, the privacy and security, reliability and safety, accountability, inclusiveness, all of these should be characteristics of the application I am creating. Fairness is that treats everybody the same, no bias. Transparency, that it is a clear solution and has nothing hidden from the users. Everything within that solution, the size and the scope of this solution, should be transparent to the users. Privacy and security, it should protect our privacy and follow our protocols or security protocols that, or policies that I am applying if I am an individual or if I am an enterprise member. It should be reliable and safe. Like an example about that, if I'm driving a car that is powered by AI, and we know that there are now massive machines that are powered by AI. So before I just put this to the market or give this to the public, the car that is powered by AI, it should be tested a lot of times and in different situations to make sure that it is really reliable and it is really safe. So, and also we can use or have another thing that is called the accountability. I can count on the solution. It will give me the accurate and best results, and it is inclusive. It does not disclude anyone of any type, no matter of the gender, the religion, whatever bias there is on this. So these are the principles of responsible AI. Whenever we are going to develop an application or a solution, and this is what you are going to do within uh, Imagine Cup. So you should be building your applications built on these or under the lines of these ethics. So let me know, is everything until now understood and clear for everyone? In case if anything is clear, just let me know, and we are here to just solve any question or any issue that you are having. Some of the common, some, I'm not stating everything because you might find other things, but these are the most common. These are the most common AI workloads. This is where the areas of AI are working now. We have the machine learning. This is our lesson today. We're going to see how do we create a machine learning project. How do we teach the machine? When I'm saying machine learning, is the way how I create a project in machine learning. The target of this project is to teach the machine how to do a thing that I want. Like, what is that thing that I want? I wanted to do uh, model training to discover anomaly, to predict something maybe. Let me just give you a quick example about that. We have in the Imagine Cup some solutions that are related to weather. This is one example, or maybe to healthcare, or maybe to services, whatever services or health solutions or whatever project we're thinking about, we will need to use the machine learning. The machine learning is the technology that we are going to use in order to maybe predict the weather. How do we predict the weather? We should start a machine learning project. What does this machine learning project do? It will predict weather. So how is it going to predict weather, or maybe predict who is going to be sick from a group of people in a country, in a society, whatever we are thinking about prediction. So we would need to have a backup data in order to build our predictions on. So this is the role of machine learning. What we need to have is to give the system some data in order it will be able to predict for the future. We'll give it the data, select the algorithm of the machine learning that we want, and then ask the machine to predict what we want, and it will be doing that in a magnificent way. If the results are as expected, then we are good. If the results are not as we expected or not close enough to what we expected, what we should do is to give data or reload data or ingest the system with more data, so it will be acting on more data and studying more data to give us better prediction. Another workload is the computer vision, is the capabilities or the abilities of AI to interpret the world visually through cameras, videos, and images. So the computer now can see. It can see through cameras or through videos or through images. Natural language processing, the capabilities within an AI for a computer to interpret written or spoken language. Now, the computer or the machine can read and speak and interpret and maybe, let's say, understand the words that are being written or maybe said through the input devices of any machine. So I now can apply natural language processing. For example, about this one I'm talking, let's say we have any service institute, like a restaurant, like a hospital, like whatever. And we have like survey forms that whenever a client is done or we are done serving a client, they will be applying what is called the survey form. This survey form, instead of assigning a person to read the survey forms and exclude or extract information from them, we can use the computer in order, or the AI, to read and process and show the results of that. Document intelligence. Now we can, with document intelligence, we can just read any type of documents and analyze the information within that and give it as results, or analyze it for uh, other, maybe like marketing plans or whatever. I can do that. I have the knowledge mining within the AI to extract information from large volumes. This is the issue, or the main thing, or the main idea behind the knowledge mining. I can read from large volumes and extract information from that. Also, why do I need to extract information? This is based upon the study or the case you are working on. If you are like a huge restaurant like KFC, like Starbucks, like any, and you would need to just study the information coming from your different platforms that you have. You might have a website, you might have an application that is being used on different or thousand sales points of sales for you, and you would need to have like a statistics about a certain subject or a certain product that you are having, that you have. So with knowledge mining, artificial intelligence can have these tons and tons of information. It can just analyze them and give you dashboards and give you a lot of things. And this is related to what we have studied on the previous lesson. We have seen the Power BI. The Power BI just displays results. So if we have a knowledge mining solution, or we have a project about knowledge mining, and this project mining application or solution we have created is extracting information, as I told you, from our websites. Imagine you are now in the management, as I told you, of KFC or Starbucks or any huge company that receives millions of requests and sales and whatever in a day. So you would need like a dashboard that shows you your results. Different dashboards. There are different dashboards regarding the sales, customer satisfaction, uh, low selling products, whatever. Artificial intelligence now can do the first thing is read all this information, whatever the size is. Another thing, it can automatically analyze these and give you and build these results and throw or just transfer all the results to a dashboard solution like what we have seen the Power BI. Also, we have the generative AI, which I have introduced or started the session with, which is the artificial intelligence solution that is called the Microsoft 365 Copilot, or the chat GPT, which is able to create and interact with the user in a way that is called the generative AI. It can generate images, it can generate text, it can generate code, it can generate a lot of things. Developers all over the world are now using the generative AI to develop codes, and this is something you are going to do, I'm sure, during your projects that you will be working on, because not all of you, or maybe, are very experienced in development. You would need to develop something to write a piece of code. So generative AI that is in different no code applications now available to serve you. So as I have said, or I have explained during the previous uh, slides, what is the idea behind the machine learning? These are the main steps. So these are the steps that we need to have in order to start any machine learning. This is the model training. So whenever we are working with machine learning, we are creating a model. This model needs some steps. The first step is to have the data. The data that is a historical data or facting data or factual data, and you would need to ingest it to the model. This is the first step. preparing the data. To prepare a data, it should be like a clean data. We call it a clean data. What do we mean by clean data? A data that should, or maybe let's say that is the data needed. If you remember also in the lesson before now, in the previous session, we have imported information into Power BI. Then we saw what is called the data cleaning or data transformation, removing the unwanted data. So this is the step of preparing data, getting a lot of examples. There is like a small, let me call it, feature or parameter we should take care about is that whenever we need to train data, at least we need 5 examples about each entity. What do I mean by that? Let's say you are now creating a model that will be uh, identifying food. This is an example. Let's say you need to create an application that uses the camera of your mobile phone to detect food. Maybe it detects the type of food. Maybe it can be able to detect how many calories, how many, I don't know this, other than calories. There are different things that you might be able to do whenever you take a picture. So you will be using a model that will be seeing this picture of food or directly seeing this food. It will be analyzing the type of food, how many calories does it have, what is the percentage of fats, whatever. So what you need to add is to add for each of these entities, like the name of the food, the calories, the fat, the other parameters, you would need to add at least 5 examples about each of these entities. And imagine how many entities you will be having for different types of examples. Like if we are seeing an apple, we have red apples, we have yellow apples, we have green apples, maybe we have salty apples and we have sugary apples. So you would need to add different entities. Sometimes you would need to add where this apple is coming from, country or whatever. So this is what I'm talking about, preparing the proper data that you would be needing to use. Then you will be using the algorithms. Algorithms like we have regression, we have classification, we have different types of uh, algorithms. And how do I select the algorithm? I select the algorithm based on the case that I am intending to have. And this is what we are going to see during the practical example. After that, we'll put all this information in the model. It will start running. It will start analyzing. It will give us, after the step number 3, it will show us a result of what it does or what it did with this information that I have given. I would be comparing these results with the predictions that I have or with my expectation. If it's good, then I'm good to just deploy the solution. Else, what should I do is to restart the process by also giving more data. The same algorithm will be used. Maybe I would change my algorithm. Maybe I will stick to that algorithm. This is up to the results, up to the case I'm talking about. Well, guys, I know I have talked a lot, but let me know your interactions. Tell me, how is everything going until now? That's great. Thank you, everyone, for the persons who replied. So now, where am I going to use well all what I've been talking about? I've been talking about artificial intelligence. I've been talking about a lot of things. So where am I going to apply all what I have been talking about? I'm going to apply this in a platform that he has these abilities or these services available for me. So I would need to, if let's talk about before Azure or before cloud services, how would I do a project related to artificial intelligence or to machine learning? I would need to buy a supercomputer. I would need to buy a storage. I would need to buy maybe networking devices to connect multiple computers, because I would need to use a lot of computers for my project. But now, thanks to cloud solutions and thanks to Azure, to Microsoft, they have created for us a platform that can help us, or it gives us the ability to create, remember this word, to create any hardware, software, application, or whatever I need as a service. This is a very important that you should understand what I'm talking about. So now, with the power of Microsoft Azure, I can create whatever I want, from hardware to software to services. So services as a service. What do I mean by that? Let me just, before I go to the basics of Azure, let me show you one thing I'm talking about, so you'll be understanding what I mean. So here is, if you can see here, here is the portal of Azure. This is the Azure portal. Here where I can create any resource that I want. What do I mean by resource? Let me just show you by pressing on this plus what solutions I might get. So as you can see here, here are the categories that I can have by or from within Azure. As you can see here, I can see categories like AI and machine learning. If I press here, here it will display to me all the services that I can get. Here I can get Azure Synapse Analytics, Azure AI Services, Azure Speech, a lot of categories that are here that I can use and work with in Azure. So let's now understand this and go directly to the what I was talking about, to the hands-on lab. But first, allow me just to introduce a lot of things here. You can create a computer, you can create a server, you can create a total network. If you would like to see here, network. So you can create a network, you can create an NSG, a lot of things that you can create with Azure Portal. So now let's head to the hands-on lab and see what we can do with the power of this environment I'm talking about, or this portal I'm talking about, which is Azure, and have an example that we can use as a template for our future coming solutions that we are going to start within the Microsoft competition we are going to share with. So now our colleague will send us the hands-on lab, but before that, let's go and start with the hands-on lab, and allow me to explain while you are downloading this. Let me know when you are done downloading this, please. I will go with you to the lab, and I will
All
explain
right.
this slide
While you
exactly
are
when you
showing
start.
Khalid, so please, everyone, please make sure to download the hands-on file. Just click on the link and then click on download and give us a thumbs up when you are done downloading the file, please.
Thank you, Ammar.
Welcome. Thank you.
So I will just give you a minute or two to download the file, and please, as Shahad did, and she raised a thumb that she's done, please, everybody do like her. Whenever you are done downloading and you have your file ready in front of you, please let me know.
Okay, once you download the file, please make sure to open the file because Khalid is going to show you step by step how to implement the hands-on session, please. Khalid, you can continue while they are downloading. It's okay.
Okay. So I guess everyone is now with me. I hope so that you can now see the file. So add the first step we need to understand or to know about is that we should have access to this portal. How do we get access to this portal? We have, I will show you a video after I explain what I'm going to explain now. We need to create an Azure account. Since you are students in a university that has an agreement with Microsoft, your emails that you are using can give you the ability to just start using the Azure. So the first thing you would need to go is to go to the Azure. I will open that in because I already have an Azure account, so it will take me to another place. On your file that you have downloaded, you can see the link to Azure. Let me just see that. So are you all ready and online with me, guys?
Khaled, shall we show them the video on how to get the credits first, or
Okay, okay. But I'm just making sure that they are with me in order not to skip the video because it is important.
yes, please everyone pay attention to the video now. This is very important in order to get access to Azure. Uh, Microsoft, they offer $100 free credits to university students. So the video that Khalid will show now explains the steps you need to follow to get those credits. Please pay attention to the video and to basically try to follow the steps and let us know when you are done. Shama, the attendance link will be shared at 8:15 p.m. at the end of the session.
Okay, guys, I will be starting the video. Pay close attention to that.
So I will post the link that you need to go to in order to basically log into your Microsoft Office 365 account. So the first step is to click on the link I posted in the chat and then follow the steps you see in the video. Khalid, do you mind running it again, please, from the beginning?
Yeah, no problem. Guys, please raise a thumb that you are now 100% with us in order to see the video.
So the first step, when you click, if you can pause Khalid just for a second on
Yeah,
the
yeah, I'm
first
following
page.
with you.
Yeah. So click on the link in the chat, and then you will see the first page. If you can go back to the beginning, Khalid, please. So you will see this page, and then you click on Start Free. Okay. And then you log in with your Office 365 account, university account. As you can see here, it takes you to the sign in page. You put your university email, and then you click on Next. Thank you, Khalid. And then you put your password. So the steps are very simple. Just make sure that you click on the link first and then sign in with your university account. You need to verify this is your account. So it may ask you to verify your email address or phone number. So after the verification is done, then it takes you to this page where you need to fill in your details. So the details are already filled in, like your first name and last name. You just fill in your university name. So you can see here that we chose American University in Dubai. And once you type in your university name, you will see the university name appear in the drop-down list. Okay. So are you following the steps, everyone? Okay, perfect. Perfect. Thank you, Alia. So, and then you fill in your university name, as we said, the date of birth, and then you verify. You can follow the steps in the video. Then next, verification complete. Once the verification is completed, then it confirms your account. So you can pause it here, Khaled, please. So you can see here that we have 104 students. Okay, Rauda, make sure that you're using your university account email and go back to your IT administrator, and please email us at so my colleague will post the email us with the issue, and of course we will support you with that. So you can see now, if you can pause it for a second, Khalid. Yes, here. So now it's asking you to fill in again your details, and you click on sign up. Once you click on sign up, if you have any problem, again, make sure that you are using your university account, not your personal account. And if the issue still exists, please email us and we will support you with that. And again, you can check with your IT administrator at the university to make sure that uh, your email is activated or something. Okay, Khalid, can you go to the next step, please? So once you click on sign up, now it's confirming the information. And this is what you should see as under when the setup is completed. So you see that we have 100 out of $100 credit assigned to the account now.
So guys, thank you Ammar for your help. As Ammar said, follow the steps that are on the video. If in case you have any problem, if in
Okay,
case
for
you
the
have,
Khalid,
okay,
sorry,
go
but
ahead
for
Ammar.
the company VAT ID, it's optional. Just leave it empty. If you can go back, Khalid, in the video, please, just for a second. So here, yeah, the one after here. Okay. So you can see that here you just need to fill in the email address, and the company VAT ID is optional. So keep it empty. You don't need to put anything there. And you need to put your address.
So as Ammar said, make sure that the fields are optional or recommended or required. So
Exactly.
you have some fields that are not required, so you can skip them. Okay, guys?
Like the middle name is optional. You can see the company VAT ID is optional. So you don't need to
Okay.
put anything there. And then once you fill in all the details, click on sign up. It will confirm the account and validate the account, and then you should have access to Microsoft Azure. Okay. Thank you, Khalid. You can now start with the hands-on, please.
Okay, I will just give them 2 minutes to make sure that they are done. Okay?
Exactly.
Thank you, Ammar. So, guys, please just send me on the chat or raise your thumb in order to know that some of you have at least passed this step.
One last thing to mention, if you have an issue with activating the credits, please feel free to email us at AI Innovators. So my colleague will post the email now. Send us your full name and the university name and the email address that you are using. Thank you, Khalid. Back to you.
You are most welcome. So I hope that you are with me. Can I start running on the hands-on? Just at least let me see some people are done with that. Please even write on the chat done or raise a thumb, please. Okay, in any way, please, since this is recorded, so if you are not able to follow on with me, you can just, when you are done contacting the guys who will be fixing your Azure credits or your access to Azure, you can just redo these labs alone. And again, if you need any help, please don't hesitate to contact us on the support, and we will be solving any of your questions. So let me start with the first step, which is creating a basic Azure resource. Okay, as we can see here, we have our account now. It is ready. To make sure that our account is ready, we should check on the subscription. Then we see that under this subscription we have any type of subscriptions. Maybe it would be free, maybe it would be student, whatever. This is a subscription that I have for being a Microsoft certified trainer. So for you as students, you would be like seeing any other type of the subscription. But make sure that this is visible so you can start working with the resources or creating anything that you would like to do. The most important thing that any resource you are going to create with is that you should have what is called a resource group. The resource group is the essential of creating any resource. So before creating any of the resources that are here, you should have a resource group. And even if you dropped creating the resource group, you will find that within the creation of any of the resources that we are going to create, there will be a question asking about the resource group. If we have already made resource group, we can select it. If not, we can create it on the fly. So it is already there. Let me just demonstrate in front of you a couple of things regarding the resource groups. I will create a resource group now in a second. As you can see, I will press on create. All I need to do is to name the resource group. I will call it Machine Learning RG and today's date. Okay. Where should I place this resource? This is the place where Microsoft will host my resource. Microsoft has more than 61 different regions all around the world. So you can select the resource or to store this service or resource anywhere in the world. The most important factor that you should understand is that you should select the nearest data center to you. So you are in Africa, you select Africa. You are in Europe, you select Europe. If you are in Lebanon, you select Middle East. If you are in a country that has its own, like here we have Qatar and we have Emirates, and soon we'll be having KSA. So the best is to select the nearest to you. Here I would go with East US. I just like to create there. I will press on review and then it will be ready to create. If its validation passes, then everything will be good for me. So I have now a resource that I have created. Whenever I finish any resource, it will be here in the notification area. It will show you what was happening. It's saying that resource group created. I can go directly to this resource group and start adding resources into it. So a resource group is like a folder that I can store my resources or my services in. So let's now head to creating here I have another, I can create like a storage account or whatever. But what I'm going to do now is to create what is called go with the lab that we have all downloaded. Let me just start with this lab, get ready for the lab, and let's be starting with the steps we are going to start today with. So the first thing I would need to create is an Azure machine learning service. What would I do? Please, if you are with me, just raise the thumb and I am going to continue. If in case you have anything, please let me know and then I will start. So the first thing is I log to the Azure portal. Here I am. Now I would go with creating a resource. The resource I want to create is what? A machine learning. So I can copy and paste from the document we have sent to you and paste here, or just start typing. I would select the machine learning. Then I would go with create Azure machine learning. Now the resource group that I want to select, the one that I have created just now, or if I didn't create one, all I can do is simply create one on the fly here and just give it a name and it will appear here. So now I have selected this resource group. I would like to give a name for my machine learning service. I will call it machine learning. Also, I will give it a verifier, which is our today's date, 2024. Now, where would I like to put this one? As on the document, we should select East US. Okay, I will select East US. Okay, let me just give you another important detail. Some services might not be available on some locations. Like if we say we have a newly deployed or created data center in a new company, Microsoft might sometimes don't apply all the services there. So you would need to check for the availability of the service before you just create it. Okay, so Noor, you can simply, while here on the creation of this resource, create a new resource group here. It's so simple. All you need to do is press here and give it a name. Okay? Then, after that, we gave a name for this machine learning. We stated an area where we want it to be. I will leave all the others automatically created. It will create a storage account. A storage account is like a hard disk, but a virtual hard disk, a virtual storage, a virtual 100 hard disk, whatever size that you want. It's up to this. Again, the case you are going to do, create. But this is a storage account that will handle or will carry the information that we are going to use, the data. Then after that, I will press on review and create. It, as I told you, whenever its validation is passed, we'll press on create. Here is the steps, and here you will be seeing the resources that will be populated automatically within this service. Some of these resources might be hidden, not created by you. They will be created by the system, which is the Azure portal. So as you can see, it's now creating different resources as a preparation for our project or for our service that we are creating, which is the machine learning solution. So the deployment is in progress. When this turns into the deployment or the resource is ready, you will be seeing that very soon. So it means that the resource is now ready to be used. Now your deployment is complete. Then you can go to the resource from here or go to the resource from here. The same. Now I have these details about the resource that I have created. Again, this resource is a machine learning service. So here are some of the configuration whenever you need to give accessibility to someone, to prevent someone from using it, or maybe adding someone in your team to be as an administrator or a helping administrator, you would be going here. Here are the settings of this resource that you have created. You can see the networking if you need to connect it with other services or enable it through a network, as you can see. Here are some properties for that. And one interesting thing, the properties here are the IDs and the keys that you can use in order to deploy the service into another places, like a website, like a web application or whatever. These are the credentials that you might be needing. This is the ID, this is the subscription ID, name, resource group, and this is the location of this storage account, or if you want to access it through any web browser or any uh, internet connected device. Here is a lock when you just create a lock and do not allow anyone to delete this resource. So just as a preview, let me now get back to here. So now my resource is ready. I would like to start working with it. I would go to the studio. This is the place where you can see the amazing world of artificial intelligence, machine learning solutions. Here are some of the ready-made templates. You can see here we have Q&A on your data. If you need to have a Q&A model that starts and works directly on your data, all you need to just start this and apply your data and work with it. What we are going to select from here is going to select a machine learning, and to make our life easier, we're going to select the automated machine learning, which will help us do a lot. So automated machine learning is our selection. It enables us to try different algorithms and parameters to train multiple models and identify the best one for our data. So it will automatically show us in the result what is the best model, what is the best algorithm. The first time you will be using it, you might be confused a bit about the results and how it calculates and some parameters. But whenever you get used to that and read more about that, I promise that you will be doing very well. So the first thing is I will start and the is to start with a new automated machine job. So here are the basic settings. You can see on your document that everything is there. Let's just give it a second to open. Here is the job name. I will leave it as it is. It is automatically generated. This is the new experiment name. I'm creating a new one and I'm calling it MS Learn Bike Rentals. As a description, I will also copy and paste. It is an automated machine learning for bike rental. I will be creating an automated machine learning system that will predict the rental of bicycles through a period of time. So here is what I need to do on this step. There is nothing more. I would leave the tags and none without adding anything. Now, here I would select the type of the algorithm that I want. So if I read here thoroughly, I can see that Classification to predict one of several categories, or is a yes or no. Regression for numeric value. Okay, this is, I guess, what I'm looking for. It is the regression because I'm now looking for reading now data that has a lot of numeric values, and I need a prediction from these numeric values, like in this month, in these days, on these hours, how was the rental? So it will be just taking these and giving the results that I want. Time series forecasting, so I will be selecting here the regression. Now what it wants is the data set, the information, the data. Here we go to creating a new data set in order to add the data to it. We have the name of this data set. Okay, and the description. And I will leave it here as tabular. You have a lot of options. I guess in the document it is MLT table, but I will just give you to select the tabular in order to have the step of seeing the information. So this is something that will be clear for you in a bit, in a second. Now next, so if we need to have the information or the data, we have this link that is on the chat, sorry, on the document. So I will send it also on the chat for you. There's from where you can just download the data set. And this is an important topic. I will be talking about the data sets and where do I get data sets or whatever. So I have to download the files here and extract them to a folder on my computer. I already did that and I have them ready on my computer. I guess the process of downloading and extracting a file is something very easy for anyone. So I would be selecting from a local computer and then next. I will keep these storages where this data will be stored as is. Here I would go and select and upload the files that I want. Upload files. I have this file that whenever you just open or extract the files, will be seeing it. As you can see, here I have the bikes extracted here, and here I will be opening this file. It is now ready for me. I press on next. Here I can see this is the step that is not shown, but here I am just showing it to you because I selected instead of ML table, I selected the tabular to show you the information on these tables and how you can just transform them or clean them. As you can see here, as we call it, here is the first line is the header. Just keep everything as it is. I'm just showing that this is the same if you choose this, even the ML table or the tabular, but here you have this additional step. You can see the information, and if you need to change anything on any field, you can do that. Here I will press skip. Here, if I need to change the data or remove any of the fields from the data set, all I need to do is just turn it off and it will not be appearing. I will keep them as they are. Then I will press on next and I'll press on create. So until now, guys, is everything clear and we are all aligned on the same line and everything is fine? Please let me know. Just say anything. Let me be assured that you are on the same line with me. That's great. Thank you, Nada. So I will press now on create. Oh, sorry, I already pressed that. So after that, I will select the bike rentals, and this is the table that will be the source of my machine learning project. If I have other tables and other tables, I will just add them here. So now I will be just fine-tuning the task. Here is the task. It is regression. Okay. The targeted column would be the rentals. This is the targeted column that I will be, or my study will be on, or the machine learning will be on, the rentals. This is the main. Then here I would go with additional configuration settings. What does that mean? What are the metrics I'm going to be using in order to make this machine learning? Just keep what is written here, understand what is it. These are the primary metrics. If you need to add or to read more about them, all you need to press here on the information, and it will show you these metrics and explanation. But let me tell you, these are like standard models. When you go to have any test, I have here a no from Noor. What do you mean by no? Let me know, Noor, while I'm continuing the explanation. So these are like standard. You just keep them as they are. When you go to have any of the tests, they will be like when they test the blood, they have some measurements of the, or some parameters. We'll just keep them. So this is the metric we are going to use. Then after that, when you are done, explain the best model. Okay. Then after that, use all supported. I will unselect this because I don't need it. And I will unselect everything. Here, I would be selecting the random forest and the light. Okay, where is the random forest? These are the models that are going to be applied. What are these models? They are the models that are prepared by OpenAI, by different third parties that are used to analyze or build the prediction on the machine learning. So I will press on save. Here I would go with some of the internals or like settings that I might need, how many tries I would need this model to be tested, how many maximum trials, what is the threshold. I will be giving it 0.085. The threshold is I can explain it as what we call it, the correctness or the maximum nodes. Oh, sorry, it should be 3. And here is the metric score threshold. It will be 0.085, which means, okay, now it's typing. This is the allowed percentage of failure. Okay, here I would be trying for 15 times. Iterations, I will keep it maybe 10 in order to just make things faster. Okay, then I will go with the validation type, train, validation split, percentage of failure, I will keep it as 10, and here I would go with 15, it should be. Let me just give it 10 in order to reduce the time. 10. It should be between 15 is the maximum. When you create a custom model, you can just tweak this. I will go with now test the data, none. Next. Now what are the computing power that I will be using? If I use a GPU, it is a bit faster. If I use a higher virtual levels or families or categories, it will give me better performance. But you should keep aware that when you raise your choices, when you choose higher virtual machines, this means that you will be losing credits or paying more money. So I would keep them as they are. I can increase the number of instances. I can raise the size of the virtual machines that I'm working on, but expect to pay more for that. Okay? After that, let me close this one, and the number of instances is 1. Next, here is the review of the model. We should just make sure that the model configuration is good and everything is fine. Let me just try raising this a bit, maybe to just 2 cores, 4 cores. I need to just make it a bit faster in order not to lose a lot of money, a lot of time on this lab. I'm scared about that, but let me just use this one, and maybe I can use GPU. No, let me just use the CPU and raise this choice. What I'm doing now is trying to make the results get faster, okay? So I will be selecting like this one, and I hope it gives me a result. So now I am ready. So I would now submit the training job. Now let me, because it will take some minutes, let me come back to you with and show you something here. It's still not started. When it starts, this will change into started. When it finishes, it will show you completed. Let's just give it some seconds. In the meantime, okay, now it's running. In the meantime, please let me just go back with you into some of the questions that you were asking, because we'll need here like 5 to 7 minutes until this is done. If you have any questions related to Azure, let me just answer that to you. If not, also let me know, so just I can discuss another matter with you. Do you have any questions related to what we have seen now? I will give you like 1 minute for that, for these questions. Then I will just go demonstrate with you another thing on the Azure portal while this go. I am sorry, Noor. I am here to answer. Just go ahead. Ask your question. Thank you, Alia. I appreciate that. So, Noor, what's your question that is no one is answering? Thank you, Noora. You are stuck in the first step. You mean the creation of the Azure account? Yes. So again, I will just roll again the video for you, and maybe I will try if I can, because I don't have a university account. But what is the step that you are stuck in? Was your account or your email not accepted? Please, when you send us an email, I can send you the video, of course. Let me see. Can we send the video, Ammar, to the attendees? Anyway, let me just try to do that. I will run it again for you. Maybe. I will run it as step by step. Okay, the first step is to go to this website, which is azure.microsoft.com, and it was just on the chat, which is azure.microsoft.com/English/free/students. So you can start with that. After this is run, you can go and press start free. When you start free, all you need to do is to log on with your university account. Here, you will be adding your account. Then it will ask you for the password. And as you can see here, we have it will be asking for the password. And if you have your multi-factor authenticator activated, it will be asking for activation from within your other device, which is your mobile. Then you will be assigned or be approving that. Then it will be taking you to this portal or to the Azure portal, but it will be just collecting some basic information. Some of this information are required, and some of these information are optional. When you see the optional, you don't need to fill it. I will just answer the questions on the chat, but let me just finish explaining what's here. So, as you can see, simple data entry, selecting date, whatever. These are nothing to be discussed. There are no essentials here. They are easy, and all you need to is verify that you are a human. After that, you will be logged into your Azure environment or to your Azure account. You will be updating your profile. Again, you can see that there are fields that are optional. Here, as you can see, optional. When it is optional, you can just skip it and fill others. Then your profile will be ready and you will be logging into your Azure account and you will be confirming your information. And voila, here we are. It will show you that you have a certain number of credits. Since you are a student, you will be having like $100 for 365 days. So for 1 year, and they will be just monthly renewed. Okay, it's not, I guess it's not $100 for the 365 years. I'm not sure, but I have the same Microsoft instructor account that they renew my 100 credits every month. So let me just see the screenshots that are being sent from you. Error displaying your account, summary, failed to retrieve blade definition, browse resource, could not load hub at. Well, maybe you should disable something on your browser, the cookies maybe. Just try that. Disabling cookies or disable block pop-up, allow pop-ups. Or you can just Google this simply. Here is the unable to confirm. This is something you should take a screenshot of this issue and send to us on the support email that was supported by the guys on the chat by Ammar. So now let me just take you to what was Noor. Noor. This is the lady Noor that was saying that she has a question. Did I answer your question, Noor? Ammar, are you around? Elsie?
Khaled, yes, tell me.
Please, just make sure about this command. The support email is not working. Just make sure about this, please, and send the guys the correct email. will be supporting you with the correct email. So guys, let me just head back to the presentation to see if my what we were working on has been done. So it's still running. In the meantime, waiting for that to finish, because I guess it takes around 7 or 8 minutes, I will be just demonstrating with you the lab or the studio. So this is the studio where we can just, as you have seen, created an Azure machine learning service, which is the job that is being running now. As you can see, this is the job we have created. Okay, we can press to see the status of that job. As you can see here, we press on there and see that it is still running. If I need to go to the home page, let me just show things here around. Here we have, because guys, because you are now, after we are done with these sessions, you are going to start in a certain point of time your own projects for the Imagine Cup. So you should be familiar with things that are on this Azure project. So this Azure portal has a lot of us. I will show you something here also in the Azure portal because you are going to use different things. I will go with Open AI, Azure Open AI. As you can see here, I have like a computer vision service, so I can create a computer vision service. Maybe I need to analyze images or analyze videos. Let me just do something here in order to make sure this is when it's ready, I know. So we have here the computer vision, we have the face application, we have custom vision, speech services. So from here, I can just start creating a service related to all that are listed here. So these are the components that are supported by Microsoft Azure for AI solutions. We have the machine learning studio, and here you can see that we have the open AI services. We have different open AI services. I can see that the translation or the language services where it can read and understand languages. It has also the translation, the document intelligence that I was talking about. If I have multiple documents that I need to export or extract data from, here I can, as you have seen on the lesson before, the last lesson was about bots and agents, virtual agents. From here, you can create also your bot service or your virtual agents that is based on Azure. It's another place, not on the Power Apps that as the one that we have created earlier. So here we have different services that we can use and start creating different types of projects. Let me just also give you a very important information about the data. Now you are heading to create your own projects. You might have different projects with different targets. So you would need data. Where do you get data from? It's hard to get data or to create data for your virtual machines. Sorry, for your what's wrong with me and the virtual machine, with your machine learning applications or projects. All you need to do is to find a data set resource. We have different data set resources. I will be showing to you. We have the Kaggle that it has or includes a lot of data sets. This is the resource. Also, we have, I will explain this to you. Just give me 1 second. And we have also the UCI machine learning, and we have the GitHub, which is also a very important resource for that. Let me just show you on GitHub. We are just working on another Imagine Cup preparation. We have teams coming from other countries, and they started a project like what called language, sign up language, or sign language, American Sign Language, which means the language that is being used to just show the signs of the people who can't speak. What do they mean? This is the sign language. Now, let me head back before I continue with that because I need to finish this one. So now I have my results are ready. So my results that are coming from my project are ready. So here I see the overview. It is completed. And here I see the algorithms that was used. This is the algorithm that was used. I'll press on that algorithm. Okay. And then I will go with metrics. These are, guys, these are the results of the efficiency of the model. So here you can judge if your model is doing well. So here are the most important, the residual and the predicted values. So these are the results coming. Here we have different charts. Okay, as you can see, these are dashboards. The normalization is 0.05, which is very good. It means that my prediction will be very accurate. It's less than 0.5. This is the very important thing. So I can raise all these results by supporting more and more data. So now my model is ready. My model is working fine. I will need to go to deploy this model. As you can see here, I have this model. I can press on deploy. Where I want to deploy it, I want to deploy it, which means, what does deploy mean? Is to use it on or deploy it to another endpoint. I would select here the real-time endpoint. On the real-time endpoint, I'm just creating a computer that will hold this solution for me. Not enough quota. Oh, I can't use this quota. I just need to use a standard one. Okay. I would go with 3 here, and I will go endpoint. I will select a new endpoint. And the endpoint name, I will leave it blank because it's already generated for me. And inferencing is off. And I guess everything is until now ready. I will keep them as is and will go with deploy. So after this, all I need to do is test my deployment, and it will be just predicting the numbers. Success, it is now completed. Let's see the endpoint here. This is okay. Are you with me, guys? It's still working. Let me just. I press on here. I guess it will take a bit of time because it's still working. It's still working. It's not ready. So after it is done, I can just simply put the information that I want, and I can test it. So guys, let me know if everything explained today was clear to you. And I am sorry about the guys who couldn't follow on with this exercise because of the missing of the Azure credits. But again, I would tell you, if you need anything other than the times of the session, just drop a request or just contact us and we will be supporting you with any support that you need. It's still creating, it will need a bit of time. After that, it will be ready. But mainly we have covered everything for today's session. So please, again, let me know if you have any questions, any comments, please let me know. Was everything clear for you guys? Where is the attendance link? That's great, Sultan. Thank you, everyone. Elsie, did you share the attendance link? Okay, I guess that is here on the chat. Thank you, Elsie. Thank you, everyone. If you have any questions, please let me know. And again, for the guys who didn't or wasn't successful in creating their accounts, just let me know. Okay, I have a question regarding the quizzes. Do we need to get a full mark on all quizzes to receive the certification? Well, I guess this will be answered from the management or from the guys and the... I have a question still, but that is wrong. What should I do in that situation? Which situation? I have a question. I'm still getting email about that. I have not yet attended. Okay. All these questions, I guess you should send to the support. Elsie, please, can you just guide the guys here where they should send such operational questions to? Now let me just... Okay, this is the email you should be contacting. Please, any of the questions, Jesty or Abdullah, please just send your emails there and I'm sure you will be receiving a response from the management or from the operations team. Okay, Nada, please, all of you guys, just send all these questions you are sending. And okay, there's someone, Nada, saying that AI innovators at Sanduq Al-Watan or slwatan.ae is not working. Bimlak, I hope we can do that from my side. I am ready. And let's see the management, please. These questions are not, I don't have the ability to answer. Just send all your requests again to the email or through the portal. And I guess you will receive your answers. Again, this is the email. Please, Nada, make sure that this email is working. I don't know if there is any Let me just. Okay, I guess I hope that you are all satisfied today by the session. We have done everything related to our session, and hope on the next sessions we'll be doing more. I hope that you understood the basics, because when you start running all the things that we have, or the exercises that we have, you will be understanding or much more than just not being able to access your services. Thank you so much, and see you on the next session, inshallah. You are welcome, everyone. You are welcome, Mara. You are welcome, Hamda. I am more than happy that I am just explaining and giving all I can. Nada, it's okay with me, but just first let me make sure that the organizers will not just do not allow me or allow me to send my personal email, but I will make sure that I will send you on the next session after I take the permission of the management. Okay, I'm sorry about that, Nada, really, but I should consult the management first. But I will just ask them and make sure that you will receive it on the next session if it is allowed. Of course, if it is allowed. You are welcome, Nada. I'm here with you guys until you are all done with all your questions. Go ahead, Naifa. Let me see if I can answer it. I will do my best. I'm sorry, I was talking, sorry.